Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jason Coleman, mortgage broker with Price Mortgage. And today I had a kind of tough time deciding on what I should put out there and what might be relevant. So in the Phoenix market, in the Phoenix housing market, there was a Ivy Zelman interview with a major news broadcaster, and I thought it was very relevant because she brought up Phoenix, and that instantly caught my ear. And I appreciate Steve Daria. I watch Steve Daria. If you guys don't follow him, he brings some consistent content to his channel, and he is a real estate broker in Florida. And he brought up Ivy Zelman, and he also brought up some other folks. So I say go check out Steve Daria's channel. It's very interesting. But what Ivy is, if you don't know who Ivy Zelman is, she is a housing expert. That's all she does. And so I look to her and her insights. Sometimes she has some interviews that are, maybe, possibly, but in this particular interview, she was very specific, and she was very, absolutely, this is happening. So I want you to check out this clip here. I'm not going to play it all. I'm going to put the link down below. And you can check out the 4-minute interview. It's pretty insightful. It's pretty short. So check out what Ivy has to say here about pricing, house prices, and how long this may go on. Now, the one variable before we get to this clip is if the Fed stops their tightening and switches to QE, right? Quantitative easing. So we know we're going to get a bump in the Fed's funds here in July, at the end of July. I think that's July 28th, and it could be half, it could be 3/4, it could be 1%. Either way, it's really nothing compared to what needs to happen in order to get inflation under control. So here's a clip of Ivy Zelman and her pricing predictions, not predictions. She's very adamant that prices need to come down. They will come down, and what builder sentiment is saying.
Well, first, thanks for having me back, Sarah. I would say that the rate of change has been pretty dramatic, and I think we're just in early innings. We've seen deterioration that really started to inflect in May, and the acceleration of that negativity has just been continuing through early July. I'd call it Mach speed in some markets. It does vary by market, so we've seen the biggest rate of decline probably in Phoenix, with the Southeast and Florida markets holding up better. So it's not across the board. The sentiment's negative because affordability is so stretched.
Earnings said they wouldn't have to. So what is going to happen with prices?
They're going to have to drop prices, Sarah. No question. We're seeing significant increase in incentives. We're already seeing price cuts. Again, somewhat market dependent and price point dependent on the first-time buyer market, where affordability is extremely stretched. In fact, affordability is worse than it was back at the peak of the last boom period on how we look at the index. So I think you're going to see that price cuts are just, inevitable.
Very interesting. So you have, on one hand, you have, Dave, what everybody's sharing, Dave thing. Dave's saying that house prices do not come down. And then you have this quick clip here from David Patrick. David Bet Patrick, is that how you say it? Anyways, here's his clip.
Dave Ramsey, I think you are wrong. And let me tell you why. So Dave Ramsey is saying he doesn't think real estate is going to take a hit. He thinks real estate is going to be maybe a minor little hit, but not a big hit, which, by the way, he may be right. However, there's one data point you have to look at. What Dave Ramsey says. The housing market is not crashing. Sorry to end your fear porn party, but the sky is really not falling. It's definitely scary, and some of the things going on truly do suck, but the sky is not falling. And the way he's explaining it is the fact that the inventory is not there. Now, pull up the data I just sent to you from Realtor.com. This is Realtor.com article, okay, and it shows what's happened. Go up a little bit and then zoom in. Go up, go up, go up, go up to the chart and then zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, check this out, guys. Look at this. Go a little bit out. Okay, there you go. Watch this. So active listing count, the years. You see the colors 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 is at the bottom. It's the yellow one. Do you see that? Okay, so inventory, active listing in January to February, it goes down. February to March, pretty even. March to April, about flat. April to May, boom. May to June, boom. 18.7% year over year. This data increasing is the scariest thing for realtors, and it's the best thing for buyers.
So you have opinions all over the board. You have to look at what's happening in our economy, what's happening with food prices, what's happening with gas prices. Albeit it has come down, 50 cents maybe in the last 30 days. That's pretty good news, but I don't think this is going to last. I think our food situation is horrific, and we're heading into something that you all should be very aware of and do something about right now. The thing in Russia and Ukraine is just ridiculous. The Germans, you should study what's happening in Germany, and you should study what's happening in the Netherlands, Italians, and this one World Economic Forum global agenda. So if you don't think that this, and China, Evergrande, and the people not paying their mortgages, their whatever it is, I know they don't really own it in China, but 30% of China's GDP is real estate. And if you have the biggest developer defaulting on their interest payments, and it affects all the other developers underneath them, and it's 30% of China's GDP, we all need to be aware of what's going on a macro level. But pay attention to Ivy, follow Ivy. Thanks for watching.